Hello and welcome to Embrace Eternity podcast, hosted by myself, Becca, and Cass. One of the things that bonds every Bioware fan is that we fall in love, sometimes literally, with our companions, flaws and all. Or in some cases, absolute perfection and all.
Today, we are considering what potential pain we may suffer romantically or joy we will be blessed with in the form of hot alien love in Mass Effect Andromeda. Join us and embrace eternity. So, Becca, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Basically, I woke up and Meryl had stepped in her poo, so
Oh,
got to clean that.
that poor child.
She's just a mess. Love her so much, but God, she's a mess.
I'm okay. Uh, I'm tired. And Finnegan is in here with me because he's very calm and he lays on the pagoda and he's like, "Don't worry, I won't chew your cords." And I'm like, "I believe you. I love you. He's my boy."
He's not Tally, so,
No, that's the reason why he's probably still my favorite boy and my favorite kitty in the world. Don't tell anyone I said that.
I
Don't
won't
tell
tell the others.
Becca.
Yeah.
In previous Bioware games, mostly the format has been that people tend to have preferences, sexual wise. Sexual wise. So, do you think that's going to be something they carry over, or do you think they're going to go Dragon Age 2 on our ass and make everybody bisexual?
I mean, I hope that everyone's bisexual. I mean, I know that's not realistic, but it made it easier, but it's not realistic at all. Um, I wonder, it would be really cool if they made one of the humans uh exclusively gay, since they've never done that in a Mass Effect
Yep.
with the main squad mates anyways. I mean, I know there was Cortez, but and he was romanceable, but I'm talking about like the two first people you get, like Miranda and Jacob. They were both heterosexual. Ashley and Caden was by 3, or not. I mean, he was probably always bi, but you know what I mean, like he didn't come around to being interested in male shep, I guess, until 3, and I don't know if that means he's like Demi, or I really don't know. I haven't thought a lot about Caden in general, just because I've never really had him survive a playthrough, so.
That's rough. Yeah. This is my first time letting Ashley be the one who survives. But I haven't played that many times. This is just my third one, so I guess in the past I just didn't like Ashley because she was so hard on aliens, and here I was with Garrus and loving my Tally, and I'm like, all right, well, but I don't know. I'm giving her a chance to not be a dick, and it's okay. We'll see.
I mean, the only reason she survived my playthrough is because I didn't want Kirahi to die, and so she had gone with him, and I was like, well, do I want Kirahi or do I want Caden? So Kirahi and Ashley survived, and then I ended up really loving Ashley by the third one, so it worked out.
Yeah, I have not far into 3 with her, so I'm waiting and seeing, but if you say so, then I will totally believe you. Uh yeah,
She does a lot of growing.
I guess after we talk about them, then maybe I'll talk about maybe my speculation as to if they do uh what someone's preference is, and that they can't be romanced by X or X. Uh I have some ideas, sort of. I would love it. Just to start out quick here, I would love it if Drac was gay. That would be the best thing in the world. That's all I'm saying.
That would be really
Everyone would be
good.
so mad though because like the girls would be like, "I want a romance kid," and not Kaden. I'm tired.
Wrong
Cut
squad
that.
mate.
I want
Wrong squad
to. I
mate.
want to romance Kaden and Drac at once. No, I don't know. Uh, yeah, as far as Caden goes and the whole is he Demi or whatever? I don't know. It would be hard. You would have to have been in his head as to whether he always felt that way, um, or I don't know. I haven't watched the male romance on that, but
No, I haven't either. I haven't. I mean, the only romance I've really watched for Male Shep is I watched a piece of Jack's and I watched Tally's, but that was it.
I've watched Jax. Honestly, the the Miranda one is interesting. I don't know. I love Tally. I love Tally.
I do too.
I love watching male Shep look down at Tally's picture like, oh yeah, yeah.
You're a stock photo. I love you so
I
much.
love you so much, little Shep smile. That's my girl.
Yeah.
Okay, well then, I guess I didn't say how I felt, but I'm trying to let you get
Yeah.
your
How do you
opinion.
feel?
How do I feel? I feel like it is more realistic for them to do a preference because, not everyone does, but some people do. So, and I also think that time reasons and just what they have to do for those scenes, for the reason of wanting them to not have to do that much work, I also think that's a positive thing. And, they have preferences and that's realistic. So it it would break my heart if some of these people that we're going to talk about I couldn't romance as a woman, but at the same time I think the representation is important and I love gay aliens. So that's what I
Same.
got.
Same.
Okay, then I think we're ready to go into specifics. First on my list was Drac.
I really want him to be super like cuddly. And because I mean, in the survey that was leaked, they mentioned his loyalty mission, which I mean, at this point might be completely bogus because it got leaked, so maybe they changed it. But he's trying to help a ship full of Krogan colonists, so he clearly cares about his people, which I mean, Rex did and Grunt kinda did, but that was more towards the end with the Reapers, so I'm wondering if like that means he has a more like intense sense of loyalty or if he's just more sensitive or something like that, or maybe it's just his people, like specifically people he knows, and that's why he's doing it. But I'm hoping that maybe he's sweet.
I think that would be interesting. I didn't have a lot about Drac. Not that I'm not interested. I guess I didn't think that I would want to romance him because if it was a female Krogan, I think, yep, I'd at least give that a go, but I don't really have any interest. That's actually what I wrote down too. And I said, I know she will have more on this but Drac has been confirmed as a romance option, I believe, on Twitter, which I keep saying like Twitter, and I'm gonna keep Twittering. There we go. Anything else? I'm so
I mean,
terrible.
I'm not super interested in Drac just because I'm not really like into the Krogan. I don't know. Their culture is interesting, but I don't know. I just it's not something that appealed to me normally because they are sort of like, I like to fight and punch and hit and whatever, and I'm just not. I'm like, that's good. I love Grunt. Grunt's my son.
Yep.
I would die for him, but I wouldn't want to kiss any of them. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe if they had made uh, Rex have like Garrus's personality and voice, I would have been like, okay, all right, I'm in.
Yeah, I think for me also that's more of the issue that I find is that yeah, they are it's most of them that we've encountered anyway are more violent and they can be sweet and as you said loyal and great and but yeah, they're just if they did have Garrus's personality or even Tally's, that would change the circumstance. So I guess I couldn't say until
We meet him.
but probably not on my first couple
Yeah,
playthroughs because I already have plans for those.
fair enough.
But I'm not saying he couldn't be cool. And if someone out there wants to romance him, which I know they do, then I'm happy for you and I hope that it's really awesome and not that dark as I do with all
Yeah.
of them. I forgot to ask you, so let me do it. Becca, would you romance an Elcor?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Well, I mentioned it on Twitter, but
Did you?
when you yes, I did. When you asked me, all I could think about was like Elcor versions of reality shows like The Bachelor and what else? Like Bachelor in Paradise and just other garbage TV shows and them all just gossiping but having to state how they're feeling beforehand. I don't know, it's just really funny to me and that's all I could think about. But I guess, I mean, like I said, if an Elcor had Garrus or Tally's personality, I guess so. I mean, because that's really what draws me in. Is if they're nice and funny and cute, like personality wise, I'll be like, all right, I'll kiss it, whatever. What about you? Would you kiss an Elcor?
I'm gonna leave that up to the listener.
What? Put me on the spot. Would you kiss an Elcor? How about a Vorcha, Becca? Huh? What else would
Would
you
you kiss a
kiss?
vorcha?
Tell me.
Would you kiss a vorcha with their little?
With their terrifying teeth. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, kiss it. Kiss it.
Okay. Well, that's out of the way, and you will never know how I feel. So,
So rude.
okay, whatever. So, PB, PB, PB,
I'll let
PB.
you start because I know you have way more feelings about PB than I do.
Yeah, I do. You're correct. Okay. Well, I should start off by saying that I'm currently replaying The Walking Dead 2, and I'm just encountering Jane, which is the voice actor's character in that game. And she plays a pretty untrusting character and pretty. I won't spoil it because even though it's been a while, but i- yeah, stuff. So she's a little bit rough, and her voice, even in what we've got from Andromeda, I think she's supposed to be bubbly, yeah. But I'm used to her playing that character who's a bit. "Urgh." And I kind of thought that it seems at this point that she has to be a romance option because I was speculating, and I could not see her not being one. I would be pleasantly surprised if she wasn't, but I hope she is. And from what we know, we will meet her when exploring Andromeda. So she won't be on our crew initially. We'll just meet her, kind of like Leora. And that apparently, when we meet her, she's going to like basically tackle us. So that's that's different. And as far as she's an adventurer who loves alien tech. And her role in this is to help us find out more about alien tech. So she's a techie girl, which one gets me in there because that's what I like. Liara, the scientist. I was always super into that. So even though, from what we know, she is a lot different from Liara, at least they're saying that she's bubbly and free spirited and maybe a little intense. And as far as how I want that relationship to be, like how the romance will play out, I think it would be interesting if she was kind of like super enthusiastic and like kissed you very early on, Just sort of, I don't know. I kind of fantasized about this for a minute, but it is a meet cute that we have with her, I guess. If she's not aggressively tackling us when she meets us, then, I don't know. I kind of want it to be a weird like I don't want to say similar to Josephine in Dragon Age, but maybe one of the not lighter, because I feel like that was something. I'm always going to talk about Dragon Age in reference to it, but I don't know. I don't know if PB will be the first person I romance, but I'm definitely interested. And I guess a reason for that is that I know of her voice actor and that I love a techie girl and she's cute. And yeah, that's all I got on PB. I seriously don't have more, but that's it. What do you think? Anything?
Well, I want to really love her because she has that. Her marking is basically, I feel like it has to be a reference to Pris from Blade Runner. I can't see how it's not, but maybe it's not, maybe I'm wrong, but she seems because they list her as a lone wolf, right?
Oh yeah, sorry, I burped. You can probably hear that.
It's okay. It's okay. They list her as a lone wolf, but I wonder if that means she has like either trust issues or if she's just used to like doing things her way or the highway, which that sort of stuff sometimes rubs me the wrong way because people who are like, it's my way or nothing at all, I just, okay, cool. That's great that you've gotten through life not being able to like compromise, but the rest of us have to.
I was thinking that it's probable because we know that the Asari came in on the Nexus, right? Well, most of
Right.
them. I think there were some other races that were on the individual arcs, like doing. I think they said Solarians were also on some of the other ones, just like in case something goes wrong or something. I don't know, as like main. I don't know what the hell they did, but I remember hearing that. So if she came in on the Nexus, and we've determined that the Nexus came in earlier than Elise Rider does, then perhaps
Yeah.
she was. If she's young, maybe she's like growing up there. And maybe it's like a Walking Dead situation with Carl, in that she's growing up in
Oh.
this different atmosphere than a typical Asari would. And maybe she is like super young. I don't know. I don't think they've given an age, but I think somewhere.
Mm-mm.
It's hard to tell with the Asari because they live a super freaking long time.
She seems young
She's in
though,
her
just from
maiden
like her
stage.
mannerisms.
She's in.
Yeah.
I was just listening to a thing about the stages of a sorry life, and I was like, oh my God. But whatever, they call it the maiden stage, so she's definitely in there. You know, she's still growing up, so I'm just thinking that maybe it's that sort of situation where she's different because of coming in on the Nexus and being in this new world and being very interested in things that maybe other people aren't interested in. Like maybe she's less interested in like survival and making a home than she is in finding out what there is to find in this new world. Because that is the stage of the Asari people that they go and explore and figure things out. And maybe her personality, she's just not interested in finding a home, and that kind of sets her apart in her priorities, especially amongst her people. So I think that's when I read that she is very much unlike Liara and not interested in Asari affairs. Maybe that means that she's just not interested in finding them a home world, and that's created some distancing on her part from her people and other people because she's like, I want to figure out what's going on with these aliens, yo. And everybody's like, really, PB? Really?
We just want to find a
We
house.
need
Jeez,
somewhere
we
to
just
live,
want to set up.
PB.
Yeah. God, if you could stop freaking out about the tech for like 5 seconds and just freaking mow the grass. God.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's all I'm thinking. So I'm not eliminating her as a possibility for myself. I'm just thinking.
No, I mean, I think that she'll be very interesting. And I'm excited to see. I'm hoping. I'm hoping she's not super serious because I think as much as I love Samara, she is incredibly serious, and I like Liara, and she's pretty serious. Like, she can be sort of nerdy, but I feel like the only Asari we've really met that I feel like is kind of playful is Arya, and it's not really playful, it's scary. I don't know, I'm just hoping for someone that's not super serious, that's not super badass. I want to see the Asari in like a goobery form. That's all I'm asking.
I think they understand that a lot of people maybe had that feeling as far as the Asari. So she is going to be bubbly. That was something they wanted you to know. This Asari is going to be bubbly. So I have to think that means that she'll be pretty drastically different from Samara and Liara. On one hand, as someone who really likes Liara, I don't know. I like a more serious girl. And that's why later on I'll tell you who I want to romance. But you know, because there's only.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, I want to romance her too, but
Yep.
I'm worried she is going to be too serious. It's not my taste. I want someone who is a mess, like me, so I don't have to feel bad about myself.
Next is Liam, the police officer with a British accent and real sexy unique hair.
From that picture, from the little icon, his hair looks so stupid and he's wearing goggles, and so all I can think is like, man, is he going to be like an idiot? I don't know. They said he has cool hair, quote unquote.
I don't think they made a good choice with that icon because it really to me looked like a Drell in a weird way. So
Same.
I think mm, if I was on that team, I'd be like, we need to fix this icon because it's a little confusing. But what we know about him is, as I said, that he has some sort of, I think we said security role on the Nexus, I think, or somewhere,
Yeah.
and that he was a former police officer.
I wonder if that means that he knew Sloane Kelly, since
I
if he
would
was
think so.
involved with security.
But he doesn't, in the play we've seen anyway, he didn't come with us to that planet, at least in that, that selection. They probably
Yeah.
chose that, but he didn't come, and I think they probably didn't want to tease us anymore, like, because he has his helmet on most of the time. I don't know what's going on with that. In the stuff we've seen of the humans, the faces, they're polishing, but they don't look good right now. So I'm glad we're not seeing the humans. And I think the reason we're not seeing Korra, another squad member that we know of, is and Liam, is that they're not there with the faces. And after seeing some of the shots of Sloane and Nakamura I think, something like that,
Which sounds almost Solarian, to be honest.
that was the Krogan female.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know, but her name sounds Solarian. Like,
Yeah. The human faces that we've seen even on Sloane, they're looking pretty ME3. They're not quite.
not great.
Nope.
Not. But I mean,
They're working
this
on
is
it.
the
They're
that's the
working on it.
last
Yep.
stage.
hmm
Polishing is always the last stage
I'm just
because
speculating that that's the reason we haven't seen them. And a lot of people probably agree with that. And that's
yeah.
fine. Whatever. Wait, because I was thinking about Dragon Age Inquisition and how they were showing some stuff like of Iron Bull and a bunch of people, and they didn't end up looking like that. So, and it
Yeah.
wasn't that it was bad. It was that they just changed stuff. Josie had that Isabella piercing or something. I don't remember. And then that changed. So he has cool hair, and he is probably, although you were speculating and hoping that he would be gay because that would be a nice thing, but
Or Korra. I mean, either
I would
one.
hope. The problem is with me and my line of thinking though is I just can't see them making no human female option for the dudes, the dude
Oh
riders.
yeah.
I don't think they do
Yeah.
that. So it's
I think it'd
unfortunate.
be interesting, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
Well, one thing I'll mention after this probably might make you glad that maybe it wouldn't be an option if for you, at least as a female writer. But my thought was Jacob. I instantly think of Jacob because, as sad as it is in this game, there aren't a ton of people of color. There are some, but not a ton. So we know that he is going to be one.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It made me think of Jacob and the terrifying fate of his character. Then, kind of the other romance, human male romance option that we had with Caden, and I played that. I don't think you have, right?
No.
I played it. It wasn't bad. And to all the people who love Caden, I will say he has a nice butt, and I congratulate you. But I didn't connect to him, probably on some level, because I'm just not interested in most dudes or dudes. So that's nothing on him. And his romance is solid. I think I would say it's better than Thane. Don't be mad at me. But I think it is. His romance was obviously so superior to Jacob's. And I think that was a situation that mm, disgusts us both on a lot of levels because it just doesn't make any sense. And I feel like what happened there is that it was poorly done. His character was poorly done in two. And then when they got to
Hmm.
three, they were like, we're not going to waste our time on this because no one likes Jacob. And then I'm like, well, no one likes Jacob, assuming I don't like Jacob because I think he was written quite poorly.
Well, and it's hard. It's really hard to get to know him without being like feeling uncomfortable because you're pushing so hard on
He's
him.
like, it's a bit soon for this. I don't know. I'm giving him that accent, but he's like, it's a bit soon to have these talks. Hey, wait a minute. Now I'm a Muppet, but
Which is fine. And I think it would have been easier to feel
but
like,
you're all
okay,
like
well,
Jacob. I want to know you, Jacob. Mm-mm.
well, even when she's just like, I want to get to know my crew. And it's like, okay, Shepard, calm down. You are freaking him out. He just met you. Chill.
Think they had to have
Chill.
used that line from something else and put it in there, or like not in context, like they told her it was for something else, or I don't know.
I just want to talk for a bit. Okay. All right, creepy.
Because I prefer aliens, I don't have a ton to say about Liam. I hope that we're friends because they described him as kind of similar to Caden. You know, he can be upbeat and lighter. I'm interested to be his pal, really, and I hope that for
Hmm.
everybody that I see wanting to romance him, that it's what's the thing to say? I have no feelings about this.
A lot of the humans fall flat. Like, I feel like they don't have enough nuanced stuff. Miranda constantly talks about how perfect she is, and then you see this softer side, but she's still just mean to people. And I don't know, it just it made it hard to like her. Like, I love her as a character and stuff, but
They definitely have pushed the alien thing. I'm pretty much only interested in the aliens, and it would take a lot for one of them to be interesting to me. But because a lot of people do like to romance the human, which I totally get and understand, I hope that
mhm.
they put more effort into making it interesting. I'm hopeful that Liam turns out well and that he will be my friend.
Just don't do Liam a disservice and don't treat him like Jacob, Bioware. Don't do that. Because the thing that was so frustrating about Jacob is like, he sees his dad do this horrible thing and he's so ashamed of him and he's so upset, and he comes across as very loyal and thoughtful. I feel like having him cheat on you and knock up another woman in ME3 is just really unfair to his
That's
characterization,
the
and
shittiest
two,
thing.
exactly, a misunderstanding of his core values, I would assume, cuz I can't imagine someone like that being like, "Oh yeah, I know that you're like really important and you're going through a hard time, but I saw this lady and she was really hot, so,
Yeah, I have not watched the romance because I don't want to be upset. That was just a mess of a situation. And oh, I guess the one thing that I want to mention is that as far as I can see from what I've seen online, is apparently the guy who wrote for Sarah on Dragon Age Inquisition and Jacob.
wait, it's the same person?"
Yep, he's writing for Liam
Oh
as
no.
well as Korra. Now,
No.
listen, we
No.
don't have
No.
confirmation of this.
No.
However, it's I don't know that it's been confirmed, honestly, I just know it's speculated. So it
Bioware,
but he
take
but wait,
both
wait,
of
wait,
those characters away from him.
wait.
Take them away.
Let me
Take them away.
let me give some happiness to the people that romance Caden because he also wrote Caden, I think.
Oh,
So
okay.
you got some hope, and
Hmm.
just because I don't really think those were the best characters doesn't mean that other people don't. So if you
True.
like the way Sarah was handled and you think that she was wonderful, I love Sarah, but there are some parts that I think are on the writer for not doing better. But yeah, that's nothing against him. It's just how I feel. So unfortunately, that's what's going on there. But maybe he's learned. It's been a long time. Maybe he's had some
Maybe he didn't write Jacob in ME3, because I know sometimes they switch.
true.
Maybe he did ME2 and he was like, okay, I know the characterization, then someone took it from him and just fucked it all up.
You're right. There's hope. It's fine. And that scared me about Cora because when I wanted to talk about her, I was like, oh no, I don't even know. But
Oh no. Oh no.
even though I said it would be great if Liam was gay, that I didn't think it was likely. So my feelings on Drac is that I want him to be gay real bad. Want,
That would be really
I want
great.
Liam
I
to
think
be
it'd be
gay. I
really
want
interesting.
everyone to be
But
gay. Pushing my gay agenda.
well, I think it would be fine if your squad mates were exclusively gay, or hoping not exclusively heterosexual, just because I don't know. It's just there's too much of that already. I mean, I know it's realistic, so but since we have so many options that aren't squad mates, because they've alluded to the fact that, oh, there's a lot of romance options, they're just not all your squad mates. So there's like people who I think fall into the category of what Cullen and Josephine, and is that the only two that were romanceable that were just your, yeah.
Well, I think
But
you could kind of. I haven't done it yet. I will, but I think you can kind of have a thing with Harding, right? But that's not a full thing. It's just like I want to
I
date
really
Harding.
hope,
Will you date me? Yeah.
yes, yes, Daisy flirted with Harding so bad, but I really hope that in the next Dragon Age that she's an option
Yeah.
or a companion or something.
When you're with Sarah even, she's happy that you're flirting with Harding, and I'm like, "Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate that." She's like, "Get it in there, girl. Flirt away. I love it." I don't know what that was. I should cut that.
No, I like that. Okay.
Liam, I think will probably be bi.
I'm into it.
I'm
That's
into
I
whatever.
mean,
I hope at the least he's bi, so anyone who is a dude and wants to romance a dude that is a human gets that satisfaction because, yeah.
yeah.
All right, let's go on to Korra. She is our biotic lady who was also in a leaked survey. She's like one of the earliest people we knew of, and she is a human as far as we know, so
We still don't know anything about her
nope,
at
we
all.
don't.
The survey also said we have 7 companions, although they said they cut someone, but I don't know if they cut them before the survey was leaked or after the survey was leaked. So I guess we have between 6 and 7, but I think it's going to be 7.
You know, did they specify that that was someone on our squad?
Yeah,
Okay. Oh,
I think.
okay. Oh boy. Hmm.
Wait, maybe it was just crew. Mm, no, I think it was squad mate. I don't know. Don't use me as a source. I'm horrible. I'm just guessing.
I hope it's not a squad mate, but if it is, then ooh.
They said they might use them in future games, so which suggests there will be future games, which there better be because otherwise I'm gonna be really pissed.
I feel like that's something they've all but yeah confirmed. Even though on Dragon Age they still haven't confirmed another game. I'm not gonna get sad about that right now, but you're right. I think it's a for sure thing. But we don't know any physical descriptors. I don't think. I don't think we haven't seen her face or anything like that. As far as what I hope for her to be like, I kind of want her to be similar to Cassandra because I love Cassandra and one tough fucker is what I want. Like I want a tough girl. That's all I'm saying.
See, that's what I want for Vetra. I want Vetra to be Cassandra, essentially, but not Het.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure because mm, I get testy thinking about that
Cruel.
because we
It's
don't know a
cruel.
ton about her yet. I'm interested in a human lady. I'm interested in all the ladies, but there is that fear of having a Miranda human again that I just don't think was pulled off as good as it should have been. So I have a lot of
I'm sexy and I'm mad, and it's like, okay. I mean, I all right.
somewhere in between Miranda and Cassandra is where my hopes lie.
That would be a really good combo. Angry, but able to like compartmentalize that and put it into battle instead of just being mean to people for no reason. I mean, I get that she, was betrayed by the person who was supposed to be closest to her, her father, but or just controlled by him, but I don't know. I also think sometimes with her character I feel like because I feel like most abused people want to try and be like kind. So that's what confuses me
Yeah,
because
people
I've been
pleasers.
abused and I want to be kind. So I just
Yeah, I get what you're saying, and that Miranda on that spectrum of how she's handling it is that she, like, even with, oh gosh, I can't remember his name, her friend who betrays her essentially. Even with him, she feels,
Nikolai,
yeah,
is that it?
I
Yeah.
think that sounds right. She feels, vengeful at first. And I think she tends to get mad where, yeah, what you're saying in that you tend to want to be as kind as possible and fear that you would hurt someone else. There's places in between, but yeah,
Yeah, of
I kind of
course. Of
fall
course.
on that wanting to be kind too. So that's why it's kind of hard to relate to the way she copes with it, which is being a little meaner to kind of push back the potential for hurt, I think. So,
I mean, that's true. It might be her just trying to avoid being vulnerable because she's been taken advantage of. I mean, there's no right way to respond to abuse, obviously, but I just, I don't know. It's hard to relate to her. And so it made it hard for me to really, especially the way she treats Jack, who's also been abused. It just bothers me the way they treat each other and how they were like, "Oh, LOL cat fight." They have so many things in common that I feel like they really
yep,
shouldn't treat
they
each other like that.
they really do. And maybe on some level I can justify that relationship, although I really can't, but I can sort of see where they would come from in that they are similar and that
Mhm.
maybe they could be good friends, but the trauma they've been through,
Circumstances?
the trauma, the
Yeah.
circumstance, their fears kind of they see that in each other. It's sort of like when someone bullies someone else, when they see something in them, when they see something in someone else that's like them and they're mad at that part of them and they take it out on that person who reflects that. I can see that justification of why they don't get along, and I think
Yeah.
if the games had put them in a different circumstance and together for longer, I think they would have been good friends. And it's kind of like that thing when you meet someone and you don't like them and you don't know why, and then you end up kind of going from really loathing them to loving them because there's such a
Yeah.
fine line in between those sometimes with friends and with anyone. So I can see that, but I don't like it, and I think it's a bad
Mhm.
message to send for sure. So that's why I was concerned when I heard about PB and Vetra possibly having a negative relationship. But I
Yeah.
sure as hell hope not, because
I mean, maybe it'll be more nuanced and it won't just be like, I don't know, because I can see why Jack,
I don't want to split up the
yeah,
fights. I don't want to get in there.
no,
No.
no. Well, and that, like, okay, so I understand why Jack was, not to keep going on this tangent, but I understand why Jack was pissed at Miranda because she's like, why are you working for this company that's obviously, corrupt and crappy and abuses children? And then Miranda, instead of thinking about it and being like, I was an abused child, I didn't, I don't want to be associated with something like that. She just is really super flippant to her. And I was just like, I just, I guess it's just in the heat of the moment, but I just handled wrong. They handled it wrong. I'm just mad.
I think Miranda didn't want to deal with that. I think she didn't want to deal with that pain, whereas Jack was very like, no, I'm gonna deal with it. Maybe not in the best way, but Miranda was like, no, no, I'm just not gonna deal with that. I was made perfect. It's a burden, and that's the extent of how I'm gonna process this right now, at least externally to
Yeah.
anyone. All right, so we've talked about the lovely Jack and Miranda, and we've talked about Cora. Any other thoughts on Cora?
No, they just haven't given us enough information for me to feel like I can even really make any sort of guesses on what she's going to be like. It's literally, I feel like she's just a random body that we've seen, and that's it.
And as far as her sexuality, Miranda nor Jack were bisexual. I feel like they owe us a bi girl human or a lesbian. That would be cool.
Both would be great,
Yeah, cool,
honestly.
cool.
Just
Give it
do
all to
two,
us.
one each.
Yep.
Sounds good.
I don't think we'll see another well, maybe we will. Maybe. That would another human female romanceable option. That'd be neat.
Probably out in the world, because I mean, they've suggested that either on the crew or even just out, they were like, there are some people that you can just go on a date with out in the Andromeda
Oh my
galaxy. And I was like,
god.
oh,
I can?
okay.
What?
Oh, you didn't know that? Yeah,
No.
they talked about that. Yeah.
Well, this is why I need you because I needed to know that information and now I'm so excited to like go
Yeah,
out
I know
there and
way too
meet
much.
someone
I'm
and be
sorry.
like, "Hey, you want to go on a date, sexy?" And they're like, "No, get the fuck away from me." And that's it. Okay. I think we can now go on to who we're really interested in.
Oh, yeah, I'm
Oh
getting
yeah,
ready.
let's get some music.
Yeah. Okay, I'm really excited to
Me
talk about Petra.
too.
I'm sorry.
Should have like a little. No, that's not the right music. What's the anticipation music?
I don't even know. All I can think of is like porno music, and that's not really what I want to set the mood with for Petra. That's all I can think of though.
Let's get it
Um,
on.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. There you
Little
go.
Marvin Gaye. Okay.
Just
So,
insert that right
yep.
in.
Let's get it on. Okay. I'm embarrassed for myself. Okay. So, my first thought is
You
that
can always cut it out. It's
yeah,
okay.
I might. Okay. She better be a romance is my first thought because I
I will go and I will fight everyone. No, I won't. I won't fight anyone. I'm a baby.
Yep. No, you wouldn't, but you would really want to. And
I would really want to.
so my first thought is that is she a pathfinder as well?
That's a good thought. I like that.
Well, I'm assuming that some of our people are pathfinders. I'm just assuming. But as to who, I don't know. I kind of hope she is. And then my thought was, well, okay, she probably came in on the Turian arc. I don't know. We don't know if there was any difficulties. She might have come in on the Nexus. And my observation was that obviously she's wearing the visor, so she's probably specifically a tech girl. Again, love my tech girl, so that got me so excited. And we only see her very briefly, so I'm kind of waiting to hear what her voice sounds like because
I want to hear her voice so bad.
with Mr. Garrus, I think the thing that really got him was obviously that has that voice actor with a great voice, and he's just awesome. And I think that makes it the character. So I wrote down something deep that hits you in the belly, which is
Oh
so. I
God,
know it's
that's
so aggressively
creepy.
creepy and somewhat sexual, uh,
Oh.
but. And is that weird? I don't know. Probably.
But it's true. I mean, I get it. I agree. But at the same time, hearing it out loud makes me feel real
You feel
uncomfortable.
uncomfortable, and I'm here to make you uncomfortable. That's my position. So there's a lot of potential, and of course, if it's only available for a male rider, I will be so disappointed, and I think they would have been missing out on the point that a lot of people love the hell out of Garrus, and that he should have been by as well. I mean,
He
that's what I
should
say to
have. I
everyone.
want everyone to be able to experience how cute his romance is.
I'm burping again. Oh my god, I'm a mess. I can't help it. Tell me about your Vetra fantasies.
um. Okay, so I like the idea of hopeless romantic like Cassandra, because we haven't really seen. I mean, other than Garrus, Garrus is like calls himself like a not Turian, although he fits a lot of the Turian stereotypes. I have a feeling she might be, because I know they talked about how there are some where you really have to get to know them before they'll like possibly be like, oh yeah, you want to kiss. So I have a feeling she's going to be that one. But maybe the quiet doesn't mean she's serious, because I mean, she doesn't talk at all in the gameplay trailer. And I don't know if that's just them being like, well, you don't want to reveal the voice yet. Oh, or it's because she's super serious and she doesn't talk a lot. So maybe she's, I don't know. I'm hoping she's like introspective rather than serious. My boyfriend and my friends and I play a Mass Effect tabletop RPG game, and one of my friends plays a female Turian bounty hunter, ex bounty hunter, and she's super funny and sort of a scamp, and I think that would be really fun too, like where they don't really behave very well. They're not a Turian, and that, because I mean, Garrus does, even though he wants to break through the red tape or whatever, he still follows the rules a lot of the time, other than his ME2 thing. But then in ME3, he's like, okay, back to the military, gotta help everybody and whatever. Which, I mean, I'm glad he did and makes sense for his character, and it's not out of character at all. I just want a naughty Turian, just a bad baby, and I want it to be Betra.
I can agree with that. Before I respond, really, I want to say that you should check out glitterfane.tumblr.com and look at Becca's original Mass Effect characters. You should look at Sarah, who is, she's still a CSEC officer, right? She's not an X one.
No, she's still
She's
one.
still, and you should check it out. And she also has Uriturian female. What's her name? Oh gosh.
Lelia, yeah.
Yep, you should check that out because it's awesome. And Becca has been hoping for a female Turian lover for a very long time, and her wildest dreams could come true, and they still
They
could,
could.
even if isn't happening right now. Bioware, you just include like one little scene at the end where she's like, if she's not already available to girls, just be like, by the way, I love you, right? Bye.
I would be okay with that. That's fine. I'll take that.
Becca would take it. So
I would take it.
even if you haven't done it yet, you could just include that for another game or something if you stay with Ryder. So yeah, she is currently my pick for sure. And if she is an option, she will be my OC's first baby love.
Aw.
And what I want her to be like and what I want that relationship to be like, I do very much. What drew me to Garrus is that he is goofy. He is a goober, and
Love that goobery
he's very
boy.
qualified and he's very smart and
Mm-hmm.
he's funny and he's not terribly forward. You kind of, you come to him like we said. and and I don't know the friendship, and as far as if Vetra will be the character that we have to know a little bit longer and kind of warms up to us. I hope it's not a I'm still calibrating situation, but I do hope I hope it's not like we're like, "Hey Vetra, what up, girl?"
I'm busy. If you could back off. I'm calibrating.
Yeah, so I hope it's more like that we get to know each other and her romance for a little bit is quite personal and maybe like discussing their feelings on being in a new galaxy and maybe what they miss about home and just kind of bonding through that and then the subtle transition of her realizing that she has feelings for us and we're in love.
God, I hope.
And what I would want her to be like in comparison to Garrus. Like I said, a little bit more into it. Obviously, there'll be probably be more content. They said as far as romances, more to flesh that out. And I like a serious girl, so I kind of want her to be serious. I know you don't, but maybe a little intense. Kind of like that.
Intense is fine. I just don't want them because okay, so the thing I didn't like about Thane was he was so serious and he was a bad dad and
Yep.
that just I mean, I'm not saying that Thane's romance is not good or that Thane is not a good character. I just he was not for me. I thought I was gonna love him. Like when I went into ME2, I was like, I'm gonna kiss that frog man. I'm gonna kiss him so good. And then I met him and I was like, maybe not.
But
You're a good friend, but that's about it.
here's the thing though, because I played it, so long after it came out. Well, not so long, but years. So I had heard from Felicia Day, who, if you don't know who she is, you should Google her because I love her. That she romanced him, and he was like her favorite dude ever, and her ideal man. And then after seeing everybody talk about him so much, and when I finally met him, and then romanced him later on, I don't know. Everybody had been like, "Oh, his voice is great, and he's great," and the hype was too strong. It was just too strong. So I don't know what it would have been like to experience that maybe before everything else, before Garrus. Perhaps it would have been different for me, but I agree. I wasn't into it, and I don't think there was enough there. Maybe also that it seems to get pretty intense pretty fast because he's dying. There's stakes
Yeah.
there, and I also going into something when I know there's gonna be obvious tragedy. I have trouble being like, as someone who has been through shit. I kind of go, No, I'm not gonna." Even in this world, I'm not gonna set myself up to be like, "Wow,
Yeah,
if
destroyed.
you're going away, I don't want to let myself get there." So it's hard to tell. Maybe if I hadn't known those things, I mean, I don't think obviously when the game came out, people didn't know until he tells you, right?
Yeah, no,
So,
you don't know
s-
until he
so
tells
you
you.
could have gone and being like, "Oh, I love this," and then he tells you, and you're like, "Well, I have to stay with you now. I love you. You're great." Maybe you already felt that way, but so it was a different experience for me. A
Yeah.
lady Drell would be cool. Did we ever see a female Drell?
Oh, no. Well, we saw in the comics you do. You see his wife.
Oh, I
But
haven't read that one yet.
yeah, but in the comics you also see like different shaped Turians. You see like a buff Solarian. Like there's so much
What?
more body differences and it's so cool and I wish that they would implement that in the games because in the comics you see like I mean sometimes the anatomy is wrong like on the Turians, but that's just the artist. I mean Turians are hard to draw, I get it. So, but yeah, there's a lot of body variation.
In line with that, when I was looking into Vetra and I checked, some forums and some different places to see what was known, and really not a lot more than I said, but something I encountered a lot is that people were commenting on how tall she is, number one. And I couldn't really even get through most of it because most of the things people were saying were like, "Oh, she's so tall," and like, ugh. And some people were excited, like, whatever. I love tall girls. I'm cool with it.
Well, Turians are supposed to be
Yeah,
tall. Like the only
for
reason
sure.
that Garrus isn't taller is because they just graphically didn't want to have to deal with it. So I'm so excited that the Turians are going to actually be like the height that they're supposed to be, and it looks like the Krogans are the height they're supposed to be. And I'm so excited for just more differences between people.
When I was in there, I got kind of grossed out because it turns from like the internet can be a cesspool. And so you'll be like, I just want to know about this character. I want to talk about her. And then you're seeing a bunch of people making comments like that and
Mm-mm.
gross jokes and like, I hope she's hetero because we deserve it. And I'm just like, I'm gonna lose my. So I did exit out of that.
Excuse me?
So if there's anything else known about her, I unfortunately don't know it. But in January, we're supposed to know more. So
Hmm.
we will probably be recording like the day that happens, if possible. If not, like super soon after, and we'll be on that shit so hard. But yeah, she's my pick right now. And is she your pick for your first?
Oh, for sure.
Sweet. We're gonna get right in there with that Turian Turian love.
Yep. Although the thing is, like, as excited as I am for her romance, or I mean, if she's romanceable, I feel like, God, I hope she is. But the problem is, I'm worried that I'm never gonna love anyone as much as I love Garrus, because it's like I wouldn't want a carbon copy of him or anything, or for them to do something too similar because it's not the same. But I mean, even with the Dragon Age characters, like I really like Solus and I really like Alistair and I really like Fenris, but I don't know. Garrus is my one true love in video game form, anyways.
My thought on that is essentially that we got so very little of personal time with everybody, just because
Yeah,
there was a lot else going on. So we didn't focus so much.
yeah, lots going on.
So I'm thinking without the Reaper and with a little bit lower stakes and a lot more time, as far as we know, with each
Yeah.
character, that the idea that you couldn't at least fall in love close to the same, maybe not as much, but I think you're going to be surprised, and I think you're gonna love somebody a lot, s- so
Mm,
much.
I hope so. Although I feel like they've also included, didn't they mention that you could romance some of them are okay with you romancing more than one person. So, I mean, there's a possibility that you could find two people and you really like them and you can romance them, but I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll see.
Holy
It's
hell! I'm not gonna have a Zevran and Alistair
TBT
situation,
or
am I?
TBD.
TBT again. That is an intro joke. Yeah, I don't. I hope I'm great with that. That's great. I don't know if I would do that the first time, but my hope
No, I probably wouldn't.
I don't want it to be like an Alistair Zevran situation from Dragon Age Origins because I still have guilt to this day. I still have lots of guilt about
Oh my God, so rough.
whichever way you choose to go. There's just I try not to talk about Dragon Age because I know it could go on, and we didn't really talk about it the first episode, but Becca is more of a Mass Effect gal, and I'm more of a Dragon Age gal, at least on some levels. So we were kind of talking about how, like, when we talk about either one of those, that I might not know as much about Mass Effect, and she might not know as much about certain elements of Dragon Age. So, in case you couldn't tell that I have a problem and that Becca
Like,
knows more.
okay, so Cass has probably gone through, you've gone through the whole, like, codex of Dragon Age, right?
Oh, oh yeah.
Okay, I've never looked at the codex because I don't care. I mean, I do care, but I don't care. And you've never looked at the Mass Effect
Not
codex.
really.
However, I have read the whole thing because I'm crazy. So I respect that, and especially since the Mass Effect codex is so tiny
Yeah.
in comparison to the Dragon Age one, which, by the way, BioWare, I am super mad about that because you make a bunch of different like cultures and races and you don't really explain anything other than like they lay eggs, they have live birth, sometimes the ladies stay on the planet. You're welcome. It's a lot of information, I know, just brace yourself.
That wasn't their priority, and that's the only defense I could think of for them is that that's not something they, or maybe, I mean, we are talking, I don't know. I mean, we have different cultures obviously in Dragon Age, and I can't argue that even back to Origins there was so much more. So I don't know the
There's
reason,
so much
but I think
lore.
they have heard that complaint. So,
I hope so. I can't be the only person who's mad about it. If I am,
but yeah, so I think that's what makes us a good pairing is that we definitely have different specialties. Air quote, different specialties in that. Yeah, I was nervous. I was like, I don't want to know so much less. So last night I was watching videos on YouTube about different races, and I've been watching stuff and trying to learn because I'm like, I don't want to not know things. But my
no,
brain
it doesn't matter. I mean, you don't need to dedicate. It's fine. Cuz
don't
I'm
need
not going
to,
to go
will,
through
but I know you
the thing
won't. It's
is,
fine. For anyone for anyone who
well,
yeah.
it's more because I know I'm not going to go through cuz okay, every time I've tried to read the Dragon Age Codex, I end up getting confused and I'm like, "Wait, I don't understand. What who are the Titans? What's I don't understand. I've tried to read it. I've tried to understand it, but it's too much and it's too like disjointed because there's the books and there's the comics and then there's the codex and then there's the games and it's too much. Whereas like the Mass Effect one, I'm interested enough that I want to read the codex, but then there's the comics and there's the books, but I haven't really read the books.
My thought on that whole situation, and as far as why I prefer Dragon Age, well, I mean, I played it before I played Mass Effect, like well before. So that's one reason. The second thing is the codex because I've made not a lot, but I think I've made at least three videos on Dragon Age stuff. I made a video on Tiventer Imperium, which I thought about kind of uploading and doing that as like
I think you should.
yeah, I thought about it, but you can find that on my channel if you Google Elven Tempest. It's about the Tiventer Imperium, and I lost my fucking mind on that one, and I did the best I could, and it's kind of a selfish project because I know that when the next when the next Dragon Age comes out, I know that I'm gonna want to remember because it'll probably be in the Tiventer Imperium. So I made that, and my point was, I got sidetracked here, but my point was that what interested me more in Dragon Age, I think, is the Codex because you have so much there. Like in Mass Effect, you don't have a ton of time to be researching shit. Like there's obviously dire things going on in both Dragon Age and the first Mass Effect games, but for sure there's more time to do those things and yeah, so I just think the reason I'm into it is there's so much like to go through and to read and it's so interesting. I love it so much and if we had that codex for Mass Effect, I think it would be closer to being a favorite, my favorite over the two because it is a favorite. I don't want anyone to think it's not a favorite. I didn't mean that. I'm so sorry. Yeah.
I don't mind if people are like, "You don't like Dragon
No.
Age?" I do. I like it. I just if I had to pick Mass Effect or Dragon Age, I wouldn't even have to ponder it. I would just be like Mass Effect. Mass Effect
Yeah. I just
forever.
I can't let go of all the information we have and Dragon Age is like there's books in those codexes essentially. It's the length of books and I just love it and I it takes a lot of time out of me or else I do it all the time, but it's amazing and I own all the books and I have an addiction. It's a problem.
I think part of the reason that I struggle with liking Dragon Age is because I'm just jealous because there's so much information and there's so little for Mass Effect. And it's just me being mad and spiteful. And so I'm just like, well, then guess what? I'm mad at you and you're just going to have to deal with it. So,
Well, we'll get that, I hope. I mean, we're gonna find like stuff around the galaxy, right? And we're gonna be reading it, I hope. I don't know.
I feel like I've mentioned the Codex so much and already in the three stupid things we've done, but you could put it on my grave. You could chisel it on my gravestone. Like, it'll just say the Mass Effect Codex was really weak. And that's it.
It should be a priority, so we will hold on to that sliver of hope that it's huge and Yeah, I
I'll
mean,
stop talking about it.
no, it's okay. I mean, I'm sure other people have that complaint as well. I have that complaint because, like I said, it didn't
Deterred.
give the depth to the world that maybe the codexes you find in
Yeah.
Dragon Age do. Now we must talk about the two unknown squad mates because I'm not really sure. I'm not placing down my bets yet, but one of them, I would think, at least one, would be in a Andromeda race, a new race, and then people are speculating possibly a Solarian. I, of course, am holding out that one belongs to a Quarian, but if that's not the case, okay, fine, give me another Quarian somewhere else. Yeah, so another Andromeda race. We've only met the two, the Ket and the Angora or Angaran. Still not sure if it's an A or whatever. Uh, and what do you think?
As a romance option or just as a squad mate?
Well, well, that's a good question.
Both?
Both.
Well, the cat are kind of. I don't know why they're like, let's make rock people, but whatever. They maybe I don't know. And then the how do you what is it the ang
Angara, I think, but I've
angara?
seen them as
Okay.
Angaran as well, so I'm not sure.
Hmm. Well, they they look like a weird sort of. I, I guess either again I'd kiss whatever sentient whoever as long as they're nice. So I mean I can't be like no, no I probably wouldn't. But I hope that I'm excited to like get glimpses into their culture and I'm wondering because they've kind of teased that the genders might be different or something because I mean I don't know maybe it's a monogender maybe they're trigendered I don't know or maybe there's no sexual dimorphism like with the Solarians I'm interested to see what happens but yeah, I would like them to be a squad, like one of them to be a squad mate or a romance option, at least out in the world.
Yeah, but which one? If you had to pick.
Oh, probably probably the Angaran.
I see, I see. And what about if one of them was a romance? Which one?
Probably the Angaran.
See, this is funny. I'm going the other way.
Really?
Yeah. Um, and I'm gonna say it because I think they have this like edge to them that I'm interested in, and because so far we're hearing it better or worse as that the Ket, for the most part, most of them seem to be not okay with us being there for whatever reason they have yet to go into. But
I mean, I don't really blame
I
them.
know,
Like, big
no
spaceship
blaming.
flies in, they're like, excuse us, we need a new place to
It's
live.
totally natural, and we don't know if there was circumstances that were particularly aggressive on some people from the Milky Way's part. Probably, but even if not, it's totally
Hmm.
within their rights to be upset because humans do shitty things.
Oh, yeah.
But the scenario I was going with that would make it a more interesting to have them on the squad, and to have them as a romance option, as crazy as some people might think that is because there's that whole like, our people are at war, but let's do this. Strip down. I got to come back. You know, like, like fuck them. We love each other.
Shit's exploding in the background as
Yeah.
they have sex. Yeah.
Mm,
Okay. I see
yep.
it. I get
Yeah. So
that.
that
I get
I
that.
think it would be fun. Only that's more interesting. I'm thinking more interesting, and they are kind of like you said, rock.
I
They're
think you're
rock
right. I
people.
want to switch camps.
Okay.
I want to switch camps. I'm going to come to your side. I agree that. I agree.
I've converted Becca. Let me convert you. Okay.
Okay.
Um, and yeah, I'm gonna go with Ket on if we have to fill the squad out with only one new race, and these are the only ones we've seen. Then it's for sure the Ket that would I want to be in that position. Anything else do you want to add about the Ket and the Angarian?
Mm, all I can say is they had better not, if there are two genders and they're male and female, they had better show the female and not do like they did in Mass Effect. They were like, well, everyone, we're just, the females are all on their home planet. That's where they live.
I hate being like the person who's like, well, they said this, but they did say that they will every race you see, if they have a male and a female gender or more or whatever, you're gonna see it all represented. So
Good.
that
Then I'm
yep.
happy. That's good. I'm so excited
And
then.
if they lied, then you can tweet them at Mac Walters. No.
The thing is, I'll just complain here. I won't.
Complain.
I'm
Not
I'm
you,
not the
I'm
type to
saying
be
the
like,
people that are
oh,
listening, you can
yeah.
tweet your rage at yeah. Anyway. Okay, so the last thing is that that last slot, if it isn't occupied by another Andromeda race, yeah, you want
Korean.
Corian. The
Korean.
speculation is Solarian. I
That'd be
guess
cool.
there could be, a double we could have. I doubt it though, like another human. I don't think so. I
God, I hope not.
or a new alien, as we said. So I'm hoping Corian, you're hoping Corian, and if we have a Andromeda race on the squad officially, a Ket. So that worked out.
Yeah. The only thing is, I have a feeling if it is a Korean, it might be a dude
Yep.
because we have a lot of. Do we have a lot of? Okay, we've got Korra, Vetra, PB, and then we've got Liam and Drac, and then there's two more. So maybe they're gonna do a fourth lady and a third dude. That would be
Yeah.
preferable.
I feel like with the whole marketing mostly to men, even though they're trying this time apparently, but the cover for the game has a dude on it again that I see. I don't want to talk about that because I get so mad and disappointed in everything and sorry guys. But yeah, I think we'll definitely if there's only 7, then yeah, I think they will definitely do 4 ladies and 3 dudes because gaming is for dudes. Sorry ladies. Most of the time. I'm too harsh. Bioware is better about it, but anyway. So speculation on who else we have seen that maybe we could have an outside of squad romance.
That Lady Krogan engineer,
Yep.
I think, would be really cool.
Oh, I think her name is Nakmor Kesh, we said. I have it somewhere here.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's see.
Nagmor Kesh would be a really cool romance.
Yep, that's her name. I am good, guys. I'm good.
Good
So
job.
what was she? I'm trying to remember what her role was.
She oversaw something, right?
She's in a
I think,
leader position on the Nexus, right? Or
yeah.
was at the
I
time.
I think she might be. I'm wondering if she was awake the whole time or for parts of it.
What?
Well, cause the way they like. Well, I mean, Krogan live a really long time. They live just as long as Asari.
Oh, I didn't know
So
that. I haven't gone to
yeah,
the
they live. Yeah, that's why Liara's dad is part Krogan, and she tells you about
Oh, that
her
explains
mom
some
and
shit.
dad thing. Oh, you didn't know?
No, I
I'm
don't
sorry.
listen. Sometimes I just space
Oh.
out. No, I mean I
Yeah,
knew,
she's
but
the bartender, and she talks about her like Krogan dad. And
yeah,
she has that
I
deep
know who she
voice.
is. That's why I was saying that
Yeah.
adds up. But I didn't remember that she said that. But it adds up because I know
Yep.
who she is. I love Leora. Of course I know who she is. She's my father-in-law.
Yeah.
Whatever. How dare you forget that? So yeah, my thought was Sloane because yeah,
Oh yeah, that
I
would be
want
cool.
Sloane to be a side romance because in Dragon Age I really wish we could have romanced Vivian for a lot of reasons. She has a wonderful voice and I think she's a great voice actor. I mean, I'm always going to be like, well, the great voice actors, we want to romance them. And that you guys, Bioware, you owe me for Vivian because I tried to flirt with her and I tried, and she wasn't into it. She thought I was funny, and it really hurt me. And like I get it, she had her lover, but and now we have the voice actor in another game, and yeah, and I think that could be interesting because romancing Arya officially would have been awesome. And I'm just thinking of like these tough like leader ladies, and I'm like, I want that. So I want Sloane to be an option.
Hmm.
Josephine's voice actor, I believe, Allegra Clark. I know that she was working, I think, on another Bioware game. I don't think she specified. But what I'm thinking is if she's not already one of the voices for them, I hope she's in a future game, but I think she is. I really hope she is. And
Oh, Cass, what if she's a Quarian?
don't you fucking do that to me. can't handle
What if
it.
she's a
I can't
Korean?
handle it.
She could be a
You're
Korean.
gonna make my mic
Cass.
spike.
What if she's a Korean?
What if she's a Korean? All my wildest dreams have come true.
I'm gonna make you have the same like terrifying hope about it's the same as I feel about like I just want to get excited and then be disappointed because it's probably not gonna happen. So I just want to make everyone suffer along with
I'm
me.
just staring out the window,
You're welcome.
thinking about my devastating high hopes. Oh God.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks
You're
for
welcome
that,
for
because
that.
that would be my fantasy. And then once again, that Corrine wouldn't be romanceable for me as a woman. And I'd have to go,
No.
I'd have to go find a place to bury my sorrow. I'm okay.
Okay, well here's something else you're not gonna like. Um,
Great.
okay, so I know, yeah, I know. You talked about wanting Daddy Sam. Okay, what if this is just speculative, what if he is a romance option? How do you feel about that?
How I feel about that? Well, I think my feelings are best described in a song.
What song? I can't go for that? I can't go for that. No can do.
How do I feel about that? How do I feel about an AI romance? Well, if it had been Edie, I would have felt great. I would have. Honestly, I would have romanced her and I would have synthesized for sure. That's all I have to say.
Even with all the husks and stuff becoming sentient
Do you
again?
know what? Fuck it. I love you, Edie. Fuck it. Fuck it all! I love Edie, and that's the worst thing for me is that I don't, like, honestly, this sounds terrible, but after what happens to Edie, I would want to be dead because I just feel terrible because you know how I feel about the Geth? I just, I, I, d- I love robots. Read
I do
my
too.
silver
I would have
medal.
romanced Legion.
Yeah, read my silver medal lover. It's really sad and it's really short and it'll make you question everything ever and it'll make you cry and you'll feel hopeless but also like hopeful at once. Um but Sam, I do hope he's daddy and I'm not going to let go of that. So it's kind of hard for me to put that aside, but just say no, 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 no. That's all I say. That's all I could think of is Bruno Mars "Marry Me," which is not in the proper context, honestly, because that song is about marrying someone. I'm, I'm bad at this, but my feeling is, my feeling is he has a very like, from what we've seen so far, he doesn't have even some of the slight inflections that Edie did, that we've seen. So I think it would be weird in that respect. And Edie eventually had a physical form, which
We don't know if he has a
we
physical
don't. I
form.
know. And I hated the movie Her as much as
Oh, same.
someone who wants to fuck a robot. I hated the movie Her because it wasn't a robot. It was just, and you were like, I mean, I think if the roles had been reversed in that, I think if it had been a woman and another woman or another man, I might have felt differently, but I hated that movie a lot. And that's all I can think of is like going to sleep at night and Ryder is like, I love you, Sam. And Sam's like, I love you too. And I'm like, no, I don't. I, no.
I had a feeling that was how you felt, but I just wanted to make sure.
As I said, if it was a woman, I would consider it. If it's a man, I'm not playing that probably. I'm just.
Well, what if he identifies as a woman?
If he identifies as a woman, that's a different story, but Bioware, I don't know if you're there yet.
Yeah, they might not be there yet. But, because, I mean, they can't help what voice. I mean, I guess he could change his voice if he wanted to.
Well, I'm guessing then that you're into it, way more into it than I am. Like I said,
Because Sam is a pretty gender neutral name.
it is. You're right, it could be a woman. He could identify as a woman if he identifies at all.
Or they could not identify as anything.
Very true. But I'm going to say no, and that I do not believe that will be an option. But and I think he'll be our daddy or like our family. So no, that's gross. Incest lady. No.
He's gonna be like Rosie the robot from Jetsons.
But yeah, you want it, so I respect your desire.
I don't
You
want it.
don't?
I mean, I don't care. I could take it or leave it. Like if Sam's cute and funny, sure. If he's really weird and sort of like stiff, no, thank you. I will pass.
Yeah. Well, uh,
Mm. I just knew you wouldn't like it,
no,
so I didn't
no.
bring
So
it
you
up.
just
It's
wanted
just me being a
to make me
turd.
sad because my
Yeah.
my desire to have two fathers is now eliminated.
Hey,
Okay.
I want the two daddies. If it's Sam or not, two daddies sounds amazing. Especially if one of them is going to be crappy. But
And then our one's like, but he's good at heart, Sam says. Don't, Alec is a good man. I love him. He's your father.
don't tell me how to fail Sam.
But I'm your father. No, you're not. My dad's dead. Sorry.
You're not my real dad.
Oh my god. Okay. So
Get it together.
we want to romance Vetra because she seems like a sweet lady and we love the aliens. Okay. I think
Hmm.
we've gone on a while and well, that got me worked up.
I knew it would.
That got me worked up.
You're welcome.
I'm
Sorry.
stressed. This is stressful.
I'm sweaty, so I get it. Yeah.
Yep. I don't know what our release schedule should be. I know we released it on a Thursday, but I was thinking like Mondays. I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Oh, today is the Sense8 trailer. Have you watched Sense8?
No, I keep meaning to because Taylor watches it and really
It
likes
is
it.
fucking amazing. I love Sense8.
It's about clones, right?
No, that is Orphan Black.
Oh, that's Orphan Black.
Orphan Black is good too. I just haven't had the time to sit down and catch up. But I guess what do we want? Do we have any closing thoughts about the romances in Andromeda?
Tweet us with who you want to romance. Tweet us at Ginger and Red Hot on Twitter.
That's right, Ginger and Red Hot. Yeah, tell us, who your dream is, and if they're not already an option, what you were looking forward to, tell us what that is. We both are going for Vetra right now, anywho.
Yeah. Or comment on the YouTube video.
For
Whatever.
sure, wherever.
It's like, I just want to talk to you guys.
For
Because, I mean, I
sure.
know there's like two of you, but still,
There's
let's talk.
two of you, and we love you. And if you're somebody new, then we hope you subscribe wherever you are. And if you want to leave us a review on iTunes, that would be cool. Cause I don't know what that does, but I'm like, it does something. I don't know. I know it takes time, but if you feel like doing it and you're like passionate about us, which you're probably not, but if you are,
Probably not.
if you are, then yeah. Anyway, hopefully you listen next time. I think this has been a productive romantic discussion of alien love. And
I agree.
I'm waiting for my Korean baby. Becca, let's do our plugs.
Oh boy.
I'll go first because I had mine. Sense8, on the day we're recording this, anywho, Sense8's trailer for the Christmas episode is coming out. And it is on Netflix. It's a Netflix original series called Sense8, one word. And I watched that after a friend of mine, Emily, suggested it. And I was wrecked. And I love everyone so much. There's a lesbian couple. That's one thing. I think they're lesbians. One might be bisexual. I don't recall, but there are girls loving girls, and there are, if you're into boys, if you're a boy who's into boys, there is a gay couple as well, and they are amazing, and they're my favorite. And I love them so much, and it's a great show, and it's just really special, and it doesn't make a lot of sense a lot of the time. So don't go in there thinking it's gonna. But the characters are kick-ass, and I'm really excited for new episodes. New episodes come, I think, May next year. But for now, we got Christmas special and a full season you can watch on Netflix. Netflix is sponsoring this. No, they're not. I wish they would.
I wish anyone would
Netflix,
sponsor us.
please. I want to watch you. I have you right now, but I'm just saying. Yeah. Anyway, so watch Sense8. That's great. And my unplug is cold weather. I'm kind of over it, to be honest with you, because I'm really sensitive and I feel weird in the cold and I want it to be a little warmer. Just a little. I don't want it to be like 20, 30 anymore. I'm okay with 50. Let's work on that. Okay. Becca?
Okay, it's an app. It's a game on mobile, and I think it's available for Android. I'm not sure. I have an iPhone. So, but it's called Abyssrium. Abyssrium, like aquarium and abyss, but combined. And essentially, it's like a relaxing game where you make like a little aquarium, but you have all these like tropical fish, and eventually you can make a whale, and it's just like soothing noises and calming music, and you just kind of click things, and they're like in game purchases, but I've never bought anything, and I mean I've gotten pretty far, and it's just kind of nice to zone out. It's comfy. I'm plugging that. I've been enjoying it. It's really good. It's nice to like if I'm feeling anxious, let's just go into my little pretend aquarium and press stuff, click my fish. And for my unplug, actually, no, I've got another plug. I like cold weather. I am so excited about the cold weather. It's supposed to drop into the teens on Sunday in Texas, because I'm in Texas, in North Texas, anyways. It's supposed to drop into the teens on Sunday. I am so excited because it means that I can wear leggings as like pants all the time. I mean, I guess I could, but in Texas it's so hot all the time. Really, you spend a lot of the year in shorts. So I'm loving the cold weather because I can just wear a hoodie and not care and put my hair up in a bun, and and you still look like not great, but put together kind of. Like I got out of bed, I'm dressed. Whereas like in the summer, you have to wear a bra, and I'm not about that life sometimes.
You have to wear a bra because I dispute that.
Well, I mean, you don't have
What
to,
you mean, like out
obviously.
in the world? Oh,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
always have
Like
to
if
wear
you're
a
going
bra, so
outside and you're wearing like a tank
yeah.
top, I mean, you could free boob it. I mean, I'm
Mm,
embracing
uh,
that, not personally, but other people like do it. Do
yeah.
it. I support you. However, I don't feel comfortable doing that.
No, I always wear a bra out. I can't not. It's just not a good situation. But I that does sound bad. It's not that I hate cold weather. It's just that I'm kind of I get depressed this time of the year more so because, as I said last night to you, it gets dark really early and I feel really
Yeah.
weird, and it's not good for me to get the seasonal depression on top of regular depression. So it's like no.
No, I have that too. So I agree with that, but I can also get depressed in the middle of the summer, so I feel like at least this way I'll be comfy.
Yeah, I'm a summer baby, and you're a spring baby, I think.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know. I always think that because I was born in Florida and because I was born at the end of summer, which is notoriously the hottest part of the year, in most cases anyway. So I always think that like I'm just not suited for it, even though I love living here now where I do in North Carolina because it gets cold occasionally. But I get like a baby. I'm just like, all right, I and there's no snow. I mean, if there was snow and stuff, I would be into it, but it just it seems like I don't know. I don't know.
In this part of Texas, we get like a little bit of snow once a year, and it's inconvenient, and people are stupid. They drive so stupid in it. But I mean, it's nice because it's like it comes, it's like there for a day, and then it melts, and it's like, oh, that was a nice time. We all built a snowman, yay! And then it's over.
Yeah, since I've lived here, there has not been legitimate snow. There was snow that came and melted very quickly. And it just, I don't know. I haven't seen snow in so long, so I'm just kind of bitter about it.
I understand. For my unplug, I am unplugging that thing where you have a band-aid on your thumb and it gets wet and you've just put it on and you have to take it off and put on a new fresh band-aid and you end up wasting a bunch of band-aids because you wash your hands too much. That's what I'm unplugging. That's my least favorite feeling. Bury me. I hate it.
Well, I can relate because I had that same situation like 2 days ago. And I just stopped putting one on. And
Yeah, that's what you end
that
up
is
doing.
I feel your unplug. And yeah.
Don't like it.
Okay, let's say where you can find us, Becca.
You can find my art blog at glitterfang.tumblr.com. glitterfangart.com. And you can find me on Twitter at glitterfangart.
You can find me at The Tempest. Why do I do that? The Tempest. You can find me at thetempest.tumblr.com. You can find me my personal Twitter account, which I'm not on much, but you can find me there at Elven Tempest on Twitter, which I will stop doing the Twitter. I'm killing myself here. The Twitter.
Twitter.
Yep. And I have a YouTube channel, which I said I'm thinking of kind of putting as a podcast, maybe just like on I don't know, I could do it here. I don't know. That's to be determined. TBT, as Becca would say. As Becca would
TBT.
say, TBT. But TBD, I don't know about that yet. But you can find me at Elven Tempest on YouTube if you just search it. And I've got some Dragon Age videos. And
It's a good channel. You should check it
I
out.
did a Let's Play of Bioshock Infinite's DLC, Burial at Sea. I should be doing more of those, but not because I'm terrible at keeping promises. Okay, and also our joint Twitter is Ginger and Red Hot. Ginger and Red Hot. And again, feel free to send us who you will want to romance so far in Mass Effect Andromeda. Send it to us. Becca's good with that stuff. She'll probably reply to you because she's a good person. And yeah. All right.
I'm trying my best. I'm trying.
Becca's a trier. And I love her for it. So. Okay. That's it. We're gonna get out of here. We're gonna get in our spaceship and ascend.
Bye-bye.
Bye.